Good afternoon. Thank you from wherever you're joining us here on TV47 News now. It is exactly 1 p.m. East African time. A lot has been taking shape across the 47 counties and even beyond. We have those details for you here on TV47, but a snippet of what is coming up. Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi has called upon Kenyans and 12 countries in Africa to combat money laundering.
Let us also ensure that our anti-money laundering activities in our respective countries are well resourced.
Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyu has refuted claims that the union is working closely with Teacher Service Commission as Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers continue with their strike.
This is one issue that we are addressing with Teacher Service Commission.
A section of ODM leaders have disputed Kalonzo's move to imposing himself as Azimio leader.
Ni kati ya mimi, Arati na Bruce Wanad ndiye anakuwa kiongozi wa upinzani.
Once again, welcome on board. My name is Moige William. This is TV47 Afternoons Bulletin, broadcasting live from our broadcasting center here in Nairobi, Kenya. We start off in Tharaka Nithi County, a developing story where 12 people were killed in a gruesome accident involving a van and a pickup truck at the infamous Nithi Bridge along the Meru-Nairobi on Saturday night. Police and witnesses said the accident the crash involved a Nairobi-bound hired private Toyota Hiace and a Toyota Hilux headed toward Chogoria. According to Tharaka Nithi Police Commander Zacchaeus Ngeno, the 10-seater van, which was heading to Nairobi, collided head-on with a Meru-bound pickup at around 9 p.m. Saturday night.
So far, we are confirming that we have collected 12 bodies from this scene, which and others 2 injured. This is an accident that has occurred involving 2 motor vehicles. One was headed towards the Nairobi direction and another one to Meru direction. So seemingly, or from the preliminary investigation, says that seemingly the motor vehicle that was coming from the Meru direction is not a motor vehicle that normally or regularly uses this road. And we may, or I may assume that the driver did not take to the lane as was expected of him and had a head-on collision with the other vehicle that was coming from the Nairobi direction. Fatalities, as I've said, may confirm to be 12 of them. The combination, or in total, are 10 adults and 2 juveniles.
All right, we are still keeping tabs on that particular story. You can visit our website and also our social media handles for more details. And you can also scan the bar at the bottom left of your screen to visit our website. Now, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Treasury and Economic Planning, John Mbadi, has called on Kenyans and countries under the Eastern and Southern African Anti-Money Laundering Group to collaborate to combat money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing. Speaking during the annual conference in Diani, Kwale County, Mbadi said 50% of 12 African countries who are under increased monitoring, also known as grey list, come from the region. His investment, trade and industry counterpart, Salim Vuria, said the deficiencies in fighting money laundering and extremism financing are a hindrance to adequate investment within the region.
Let us also ensure that our anti-money laundering activities in our respective countries are well resourced. This will facilitate addressing the strategic deficiencies identified in our respective anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing regimes that present a risk to the integrity and stability of the financial system and the safety and security of our citizens. It would also save us from the FATF grey list, which has had a negative impact on some of our members.
The issue of money laundering and prevention of terrorism is a very critical element that also brings us to the table. Because we also believe that Some of the issues, the deficiencies in these processes are also responsible for creating an attractive investment destination.
Shifting gears, Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyu has refuted claims that the union is working closely with the Teacher Service Commission. His sentiments comes after the union advised the government to avert the teacher strike by all means possible. Despite the directive, KUPPET teachers are still on the streets demonstrating to have better health care, promotions, confirmation of junior school teachers, or rather junior secondary school teachers to permanent and pensionable, among other demands. Speaking while he attended the AGM of Chuso teachers in Chuso Town, Mwingi North, Oyu said the union is not working to please anyone, but doing the right thing. He added that all demands being made by the KUPPET teachers, 90% of them have been addressed by the government.
Is it your bed? On a serious note, we shall continue addressing issues of teachers squarely with the employer and have them. I want to thank you, teachers of Chuso, for listening to the voice of reason, and you're back to school. You know too well that the key issues that we are going to address, we have addressed with the employer, up to and including having money in your pocket. Regardless of how much, iko hata shilingi moja. One time, we got 2%. This must have been 2000 and what? Was it 202? Tulipata 2%. And we still went back. We must safeguard the position of the teachers, and we must have a working force that is very professional. Teaching is a call, and no single government can pay teachers a salary commensurate to the work that we do.
Still on the teachers' strike, Anglican Church of Kenya Mbeere Diocese Head Bishop Moses Masamba has called on Teachers Service Commission and Striking Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers to drop their hardline positions and embrace dialogue. Masamba said the supremacy battle between the two will worsen the situation to the detriment of learners, some of who are set to sit for their national exams later in the year. The Anglican bishop reiterated the teachers' grievances could be handled through a genuine discourse where each party comes to the table with clean hands.
Hata wakati huu kuna changamoto hii ya walimu, migomo, KUPPET na wengine, serikali akiwa mliagana, mkasema kuna kitu mtafanya na injafanyika. Hiyo ulisema ni jukumu yako, useme ukweli. Nini iko changamoto? Kulifanyika nini? Wananchi wa Kenya wataelewa, walimu wataelewa, lakini watu wasungumuze, waeleze kwa nini haikufanyika vile lipango itafanyika. Na kiwa kuna mahitaji mengine yoyote, ndio tumeona mambo ya protest, mgomo ni kama lugha ya watu wazikie. Inaweza kuwa ni sawa kwa katiba, lakini ikiwezekana mambo mengine ifanywe hata before ya migomo. Hii kwa sababu migomo inacheleweza mambo mingi. Na kucheleweza pia ni aibu. Na kucheleweza inafanya mambo irudi nyuma mingi. Na kucheleweza pia itafanya tabia zingine ambazo si mzuri wa wanafunzi ama watu waione. Tunataka kuwa mfano mzuri tukua viongozi kwa kanisa, kwa nyumbani, mahali popote watu huko tuwe viongozi ama watu wanaonyesha example mzuri kwa watoto wetu. Kesho tuko, leo tuko na kesho ndio hao sasa watakuwa. Na wakitufuata vile tunakaa sio msimu mzuri.
All right, now let us shift gears to a little bit of politics. The Orange Democratic Party has dismissed Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka's stance that he is the new opposition leader in the country. Speaking in Sabatia constituency in Vihiga County, the Orange Democratic, that is Movement Party, deputy party leader who also doubles up as Vihiga Senator Godfrey Osotsi, has affirmed that a successor to Raila Odinga is yet to be announced as the former premier exits the stage to contest for the African Union Commission chairmanship post. Osotsi has also stated that the ODM party stands a better chance to give out Raila's successor, pointing out the party's parliamentary strength.
Tumeona dalili kwamba mzee atakuwa AUC chairperson. Lakini hiyo maneno yatafanyika mwaka ujao, February next year. Sasa watu waende polepole. Nasikia wengine wanasema ati sasa kwa sababu baba anaenda AU ati anajitangaza kuwa opposition leader. Yeye atakuwa opposition leader na yako na wabunge wachache. Chama ile iko na wabunge wengi ni chama cha ODM kwa upinzani. Na baba akienda AU wena Kalonzo waenda polepole. Ni kati ya mimi, Arati na Broswana ndiye atakuwa kiongozi wa upinzani.
All right, now let us get back to matters education and to some development, actually live developments, whereby the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers are currently giving status and also an update on the status of their strike that has lasted for close to a week now. Let us cross over and listen in to the live developments.
Is elevated, so the employer has refused to elevate the teacher. And this is what we want to master. KUPPET power. KUPPET power. I must say this. This is not a laughing matter. This is not a laughing matter. I must say this. If employers are going to choose not to respect the Minister for Labor, then that ministry should be scrapped. Yes. And the minister should go home.
Yes. Yes.
KUPPET power. I'm telling you this for free. That is the reason for which this morning, this National Governing Council, which was called to review the status of the strike, have reported positively that the schools are not running and they are not going to run.
Yes.
KUPPET power. For the next 1 week.
Yes.
Even beyond.
Yes.
The teachers this time have vowed to stay at home.
Yes.
They have vowed to stay at home.
Yes.
We are only now appealing to those principals who have been persuaded by wrong notions to let the schools not to be burnt. Because our teachers in post-primary are leading a very volatile group. You cannot keep students in school with teachers who are casuals. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. The teachers who are known and who are qualified and competent to handle these students are the ones who know. So the parents who are risking the continued stay of their children in school, KUPPET is not responsible.
Yes.
We are not responsible.
We are not.
We are not responsible.
We are not.
And therefore, we appreciate the primary school teachers who have joined the struggle, and therefore asking parents and principals to do due diligence not to engage in this mischievous arrangement of the Teacher Service Commission.
All right, some live developments there. The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers giving an update on their strike, saying the strike will continue and they are going to intensify their protest activities the coming week to ensure that school activities do not run. Also calling out on the Education Minister, saying that he should go home. We are still keeping tabs on that particular story, so make sure you keep it TV47. More details in our subsequent bulletins. Now, let us continue, but still on matters education. As the debate of consolidating all bursaries in one kitty in funding education, political leaders in Kiambu County, led by Kiambaa constituency legislator Njogona Kawanjiko, have called upon the Commission for Revenue Allocation to allocate resources according to the numbers but not landmass. Speaking in Karori Stadium during the disbursement of bursaries worth more than 11 million shillings to universities and tertiary students, Kawanjiko said it's important to fund education and achieve equity. Kiambu County Woman Representative Anne Wamuratha said that the new university funding model has teething problems, which she said, if revisited, the model is best for all.
Ya basari na nini kuna mjadala inaendelea. Na niseme it is a good discussion, lakini tutakaa chini na sisi tuliamua na tukasema tupitishe sheria ya kwamba mtoto wa Kiambaa akipatiwa basari ya 5,000, hata ule mtoto wako huko Marsabit, hata ule mwingine yako Garissa, hata ule mwingine yako Ramu, hata ule mwingine yako hapa Kikuyu, wote wapatiwe basari itoke kwa NGCDF. Imegawanyishwa, kama tuko na student 9,000 wote wapatiwe na wahakikishwe ya kwamba tumepatiana basari.
Niko katika kamati ya education na kuna watu wanakasirika sana na hiyo program, lakini nataka kuambia this program has teething problems, but it is the program that is going to sort the problems of this country once and for all. The reason ya kwamba Egerton University ilikuwa karibu kuanguka, Moi University karibu kuanguka, Nairobi University karibu kuanguka ni kwa sababu pesa zinapewa kila mtu. Kwa wakati huu imeamuliwa watoto watakuwa wanapewa pesa wale ambao wanahitaji na sio kila mtoto.
All right, for now let us shift to other matters, enough of the education issues. Now, in Bungoma County, controversy is growing in the UDA party county as leaders elected through the party ticket being blamed for the misfortunes that befell the party. Speaking at Nalondo Stadium in Kabuchai constituency during the UDA grassroots meeting, a section of the leaders from the county have said that despite being at the forefront to have the current government in place, they have been forgotten by President William Ruto. They have said that they will continue with their efforts to foster party unity in the area. Further, the leaders have recommended Elkanah Hayo to be the UDA party chairman of Kabuchai constituency.
Wenzetu by 2025 June 2025 June, na mnisikie leo, ule kiongozi mwenye alikuwa hataki mambo yetu utamuona tu hapa. Tutakuwa tukisema tu mkutano unasikia nitoe ngapi? Nikuje niseme nini?
Mahali anaketi. Siku moja ningependa tu Roho Mtakatifu imshukie na imkumbushe aita viongozi wa Bungoma waulize, je, watu wangu my advocates wa UDA wako wapi? Maana hawakuwa peke yao, walikuwa wale na sisi na wale.
Ama vipi? Tunakubali kuuziwa woga? Sisi hatukubali kuuziwa woga. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuambia wale ambao kwa bahati nzuri walipata tiketi ya chama cha UDA, wakaitumia katika uchaguzi mkuu uliopita, wakachaguliwa kuwa viongozi kikatiba, kwamba hao ni viongozi, tunawaheshimu kwa nafasi walionayo, lakini hatutaruhusu kamwe wakuje kutugawanya sisi wanachama wa chama cha UDA. Iwe ni mbunge, iwe ni MCA, iwe ni gavana, hatutaki kujua.
Tumefanya jambo hili kwa vile viongozi wetu ambao tulipendekeza hapo nyuma wamelala kwa kazi. Na sisi tumeamua kwa umoja, tunaenda kutembea sub county zote kuonyesha kwamba UDA mashinani inaendelea. Kwa hivyo wale wanachama wa UDA kutoka headquarter, sisi tuliomba nafasi na tumejumuika pamoja kwamba wiki lijalo tunapomaliza kuzunguka sub county zote za Bungoma, sisi wote tunaenda headquarter Nairobi kutafuta haki zetu na haki za watu wa Kabuchai na watu wa Bungoma kwa jumla.
St. Joseph's Nyabondo Hospital in Kisumu County is taking a big step in healthcare after President William Ruto launched its new trauma center to provide critical medical care. The inauguration will mark a significant milestone at the health center in the area. One of the highlights of this launch was live demonstrations by Zipline, a pioneering logistics company known for its innovative drone delivery service, to demonstrate how vital supplies can reach even remote areas swiftly and efficiently.
Tunaweza kuchukua damu yenyewe kwa ukaguzi maalum.
Supply emergency medical supplies for women, for example, hydralazine, which is used for women who are delivering, who have hypertension. We give them oxytocin and many other supplies. So basically, Zipline is a logistics company for us. We're able to keep some of our things, and our facilities need those supplies in emergencies or when you have run out, then Zipline comes.
My name is Dr. Akisa. I work with the County Department of Health, Kisumu. I work in the Office of the Health Department. So for Kisumu County, we had a great need of supply of commodities, blood and anti-rabies, emergency commodities. And a lot of our facilities are in far-flung areas. A lot of our facilities are cut off by floods when we have the heavy rain season. So delivery of commodities, especially emergency supplies, was a challenge. Zipline came in and offered us that solution where we're able to deliver our commodities in less than 10 minutes to areas that are even cut off by poor road network.
In a bold move to combat malnutrition and poverty in West Pokot, the Ripple Effect, a non-governmental organization, has launched that is a transformative initiative targeting Mnangei and Kapenguria wards. The project, known as the Boresha Mazingira Project, focuses on promoting sustainable vegetable and crop farming to empower local communities through this initiative. The NGO aims to enhance food security, improve nutrition, and increase household incomes in the vulnerable areas within the county.
We are enabling these communities to diversify their sources of income because we've seen situations where climate change is a big determinant when it comes to household livelihood. And therefore, during drought, communities suffer a lot in terms of loss of livestock. So when there is diversification, the people are also able to identify other sources of income which can also support their livelihood.
Pia mradi huu inaleta manufaa kwa sababu inaongeza uchumi ya jamii katika kaunti yetu, na tungehimiza kwamba